Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 3 with Black Ice 8 and Third Reich events installed. This is going to be a special episode of me reorganizing the army and not running the clock at all, or just very little. Okay. Now, we've got von Manstein there. Brilliant general. Deserves all those traits and more. Up there, but he's not quite yet maxed out, but nearly so. So we need a second core up there. Don't really know him, but we're going to detach because that's going to be upgraded to a air landing division. So you can move over to there. We don't really need much along here at start, because unless they happen to join the Allies, which I don't think they will, we get to set the pace of attack. So I like to have my core generals. I know some of you have gotten my philosophy already on some of this stuff if you watch the previous playthrough, but I'm hoping to have a new crowd here, as well as those that have already seen everything. I don't like to have level 2 skilled people in charge of divisions, or cores I should say. So I'm looking here at what we have. A lot of good specialty types for aircraft. I'm enough of an immersion player that I don't go for the best stats. I go, like, I won't put a SS general like Steiner in charge of an army unit. There's a few exceptions. Kesselring, he was an army well, not a general, an army officer in World War I, which basically most all pilots were, theoretically. There were naval air corps pilots in Germany as well in World War I. But he was an artillery officer in World War I. So to be an artillery officer, you understand ground combat. Might not be the same as being a panzer leader, but you've gone through the basics. That's why he did so well, commanding the theater. First overall command in the Mediterranean, because he was Rommel's direct superior, but mostly in an air sense, and just sort of consulted and let Rommel do mostly what he wanted himself, but took over basically direct command of the ground campaign in Italy, particularly once the Italians fell, and did such a very good job with it, because he was a former army officer of significance. We will give him that, and let's see. Click right there, you get the full core, or everything under and below it. It's going to be overkill already. I don't even know if I'm going to move him now, but I did need to get the better and obviously assign commanders and positions without it. Now, I'm going to be leaving a few good commanders like Guderian in charge of divisions, in the hopes of getting more traits. Don't think there's going to be a whole lot of traits added. And that's a very formidable corps. And again, under a not so good general. get more. I don't know that you're actually going to gain traits. I know they've adjusted things here in Black Ice 8. I haven't really experienced the ground combat to see how quickly you'll earn them. But I'm sort of hoping by the time you get done with... Now Weiss here, I don't know his historical history, but I really like the War Merit Cross, and it's actually gotten a little bit better. Or a lot better. The spotting chance and surprise chance, I think those are... because it's now set for multiple areas, not just ground combat, but also air or naval officers. But the experience point gain and bonuses, but it's the supply consumption reduction and out of supply bonus. Well, that's not actually a bonus, but is very good. So, and that will trickle down, I do believe. Now here, but we are, I want to quickly go look at it. Superior firepower, February 14th. So in a few days we'll be able to put the reconnaissance unit there attached in here. These are empty because they've been pulled away for mostly higher duties with event-based OOBs giving us our headquarters. And we'll give Paulus here a chance to shine. Now, as you can see, this is my sort of southern armored unit. Does have like light armor attachment, so that is a theoretical armored division as well. And this has also an armored attachment. So these are all armored divisions, though some with smaller units. Here, and I put all of my armored corps, all 4 of them, under one commander here. Now, again, on my philosophy for this, experience trickles up. So if you have, like von Welch here, if you have him commanding, you know, as an army, commanding just say 2 corps, and each corps has just 3 divisions in it, that would be maximum of 6 divisions in contact with the enemy for trickle up of experience. But by max, and we haven't added anything to the armored corps here yet, but if you max out each of these armored corps and you max out the number of corps under his command, the trickle up will happen a lot faster. So he'll gain more experience quicker. So that is something very much to consider when you're looking at what how you're going to organize things up. I know some of you are, shall we say, history fanatics and want to, in essence, make historical OOBs. Okay, those are all good divisions. And so you will want to do that, and that's fine. Play the way you like. I'm far from trying to suggest to anybody that there is like the one way to play. When I'm, let's see, 8th Army, okay. When I'm giving you the advice, it's just sort of combination of how to maximize your experience use and the way I play it. Doesn't mean you feel you should feel you need to maximize experience uses or you need to play the way I play it. Just what I do. Like I say, you know, obviously I'm skipping past. Now you can go in and look at the individual generals, and sometimes they'll have well, they all have caps on how much experience they get. But some of these Luftwaffe generals that are AA generals here would be good to have because they are of the quartermaster trait. So, but I not because I'm enough of a role player. I'm not going to use them. Okay, Hillport looks good. Oh, oh. Now what I'm also doing, control. Oh. Or I'm setting these up to be effective combat units as well. Get the headquarters moving back again. Yep, so there we're doing that now. We'll give them the 3rd Corps. So the 3rd Corps, since we're just... Oh, this is a motorized infantry division, so... But I'm still going to give it to an armored corps. You don't, in my mind, don't all need to be strictly panzer divisions to assign them to a panzer corps. What I want them, though, to be is rapidly advancing units. Now this looks like another artifact, and I thought they'd gotten rid of all these of an upgrade that didn't, some units that didn't disappear that should have. Now this is a semi-motorized unit. It's not going to go as fast, so I'm going to try not to attach that to a an army corps headquarters, or a panzer corps headquarters. That's a Panzer Grenadier division. First Panzer Division deserves a commander, and a good one. Harp, we'll give Harp. Freeman's just okay. He's sort of the historic guy. Montoma no longer gets the sort of super experience from the Spanish War. Motorized corps, okay. This is a rather nice motorized corps because it does have artillery and other support elements there. So we're going to attach that to the Panzer Army. It's just also convenient. Got a few more over here, Panzer headquarters, but just have an armored car, which is also a nice thing. Okay, well now, since we're going to be using that, obviously, let's find a good Panzer commander here. Naring looks like a good choice. Those are all semi-motorized. No, it's still not the one I wanted. There we go. We also want him and him. Slovakian division here. Not really a good division, but still. It's going to have its uses here. Now, von Kruger. Decent commander, but not great. Let's see what else we have here. No, actually, let's also give him a nice offensive based skill level 3. And somehow he doesn't have a divisional commander. Now, since I'm, like I say, historical, they particularly give bad stats to Luftwaffe officers and naval officers because presumably they're not excellent ground officers, and that's a reasonable presumption. He's rather good. He was a sort of West Front commander, but he's a rather good one, so I'm gonna send him up there. Von Lieb. Probably promoting, yeah, I want him in the Polish campaign. Yeah, that's because some of those just an HQ. Probably going to do a second reorganization video just prior to and once these units all get over to the theater. We got another Panzer division there, so let's see, do we have just the motorized corps? Excuse me. Now, tried to motorize this up some here. It's just light transport. It's the Goering Flak Regiment. Often left these back in Berlin, but I decided since it's motorized, I want to attach it to something in the theater and put it into operation, but it isn't quite as fast as I'd want to. Now Kleist would be a very good choice for this position under von Welch, or instead of von Welch, but probably will get a similar position by the time we're on the West Front operation. If any of you feel like tuning away from this, I'm not going to be disappointed, because it's just mostly me rattling on and clicking units for little apparent, progress. We'll check artillery guns. I'm going to move him up here. End up be a garrison unit guarding Amsterdam or something. Now we're going to need... Okay, so we're going to put under Harris Group South here all of our commanders. Could use Nord and others, but it gets back to the idea of, and I may even downgrade some of these guys' ranks to put them in charge of some of the other units here. Get them the experience of the Polish campaign. Just again back to my philosophy of as much as practical. List, another good guy, but I think we've filled up that. Yeah, we're gonna do that. You get benefits, at least for ground units, to having a full set of command structure above you. Let's again remember their first army. Okay, I'm going to put a few of these under the first army here. I don't know if air units or naval units get the various bonuses or not. Like supply reduction use, any skills use, experience trickle up or trickle down. Skill trickle down, experience trickle up for non. We'll see once we get all the divisions over here and corps, see if we make sure that we get everybody assigned. If need be, I will go through another hierarchy set. But I don't know if that's going to be necessary. So since we're looking at hierarchies, Kommando des Heers was the high command of the army. So we have that set up in that manner, which I'm going to use for my Eastern and Balkans front command. We have Oberkommando der Wehrmacht, which, if you look, it's just sort of a misnomer. It's in essence, it should be the high command of all the armed forces, but we don't have that structure, and I'm going to use that for commanding in the west. And ersatz hairs, sort of not real hairs, or I don't know exactly how you would, because ersatz in English means sort of like false, but it's sort of not really, but sort of false, which is sort of basically the home army, if you will, and which is sort of set up there for that headquarters. But so I'm going to, since this army is going to do very little fighting, you want a good, and at multiple levels, good quartermasters to reduce your supply consumptions. And obviously the SA, Theater Command, Home Army, and the Virulence. We've yet to get the High Command of the SS. So right now, Hempt die Ordenpolizei is managing the police, which is under Himmler. In the SS, structurally, because it's not a theater command, we can't just add this, to the attachment. We'll have to attach some of these additional cores straight to Himmler once we get that HQ here. And currently the SS Hauptamt, which amped headquarters, greater headquarters, but it's not yet theater command. And Reich Hauptamt, which is basically the SD headquarters. So, this is going to get promoted up there, but he should be managing the SD, basically the various SD elements there. Obviously, we have Göring in charge of the Luftwaffe and that structure, and Reeder in charge of the Navy, which obviously is mostly just the northern coast of Germany. Currently, we'll get more headquarters for France, Italy, and the Mediterranean, and onward as well. So I think that'll be it for this episode. We've gotten some of the organization done. Once I get, these are going to travel to their new locations, I'm going to look at probably another one of these like I did last time, sort of fine-tune it. But like I say, if you're not interested, just jump past this episode and go to the next one. I should be doing this as part of a double day. Thanks so much. See you next time.